If you've ever been told you need to cut carbs, stop eating by 7 p.m., or do like endless amounts of cardio to lose weight, I hate to break it to you, but you have been lied to. I wasted years falling for these weight loss myths that honestly ended up making it harder for me to lose belly fat. But once I realized that these were totally wrong, the weight just started to fall off. So these are 9 of the biggest weight loss myths that I fell for, and I guarantee you probably still believe at least one of these is true. And because I want to make this super easy for you, I'm going to break these down, tell you why they are total BS and what actually works if you want to lose fat and keep it off for good. But really fast, if you like videos like this, make sure you sweat the thumbs up. That just means give it a little click. That tells me and YouTube and everyone else that this is a good video so we can bring more girls into this community. And if you're new to my channel, I'm so happy you're here. I have new videos every week sharing my health and fitness journey to help you with yours. Plus, I do weekly giveaways for my subscribers. This week, I'm gonna be giving you my 7-day sugar detox guide because I know we're coming off the holiday and it's probably a time you need a little reset. So all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed and drop a comment down below in each video. Every week, I will share a winner over in the part that says post. So if you go into my channel, you'll see like videos, short posts, click on that. That's where I share updates and I'll be sharing our weekly winners. So myth number 1 is that eating healthy food will help you lose weight. Just about your weight, bottom line. The calories matter. So I started eating all these healthy foods, like more avocado, nuts. I'd make all these dressings with tons of oils in them, and like I was eating healthy. But when it came to losing weight, it just wasn't happening. Healthy food is better for you, of course, for like how your body functions, hormones, everything. But when it comes to weight loss, calories do count. And there have been studies that have found that people underestimate calories from healthy foods by 50%. So you might be eating something you're like, it's healthy, it's probably only 200 calories, but really it's like 500 calories. So just be mindful. Myth number 2, you should stop eating at a certain time. There was a time where I remember watching this on Oprah with my mom, where she said like, and she had someone on that was like, you need to stop eating after 7 p.m. And I believe that so hard. So I would cut myself off at 7, even if I hadn't had my dinner, even if I hadn't had enough to eat. What usually would happen is that I'd end up binging at night, or I would eat really unhealthy stuff because I'd go so crazy being like, oh, I need to eat something. And then I just like dive deep into an unhealthy place. The time you eat does not matter. It is the total amount you're eating. Again, we're talking about fat loss here. You can eat dinner at 10 p.m. if you stay within a healthy caloric range for the total day. I do try to give myself a 2-hour window before I go to sleep where I'm not eating. That's like ideal for digestion and other things. If you're gonna have something later in the evening, like, and it's not your dinner, you need a snack, focus on high protein because that's gonna be more satiating. So that can be a protein shake, that can be some Greek yogurt, something that's gonna fill you up, be lower in calories, but the protein will also help benefit you as you sleep for recovery and stuff. Myth number 3, I actually just did a full video on this last week. So if you want all the nitty gritty details on it, go watch that video after this. But myth number 3 is that cutting carbs will help you lose weight. It is not true. If you cut carbs out of your diet, you will probably notice initial weight loss because you're eating less. You're cutting out a significant portion of your calories throughout the day, and you're usually not swapping those with something else. So it's definitely not going to help you lose weight long term. And there are actual studies that show cutting carbs can be more detrimental, especially for women, because we need them to help balance our hormones and our energy levels. And if you cut them, it can increase stress and cortisol levels more long term, which can in turn lead to you holding on to and having a harder time losing fat. I break down what types of carbs to eat and how to eat them and when to eat them in that video from last week. So if you are a girl who loves her carbs, which who doesn't, and you are trying to lose weight, definitely go watch that one. But myth number 4, you cannot spot reduce fat. And what I mean by that is you can't say, oh, I have this like belly fat right here. Just how do I get rid of my belly fat? How do I get rid of my love handles? How do I get rid of my thighs? We cannot spot reduce it. So I've done workouts. You'll see a million workouts out there where it's like love handle milter, these different ones. Those are really about helping you use those muscles, strengthen those muscles, define them, burn calories, and create shape. So as you lose excess fat, those areas are gonna have the shape that you want. But if you are trying to actually lose weight, it's gonna have to be a top to bottom process. As women, we do tend to hold a lot of our weight in our lower belly, and triceps is another kind of trouble area for most women. So the best thing you can do for belly fat really is continue that strength training and focus on a caloric caloric deficit in a healthy way, but get that in check and you will see that belly fat start to go away. So number 5 is that you have to eat every 2 to 3 hours to boost your metabolism. I remember I would stress about this. Like I would be on the clock waiting. I'm like, shoot, like I gotta keep it going. I gotta make sure I'm like eating every 2 to 3 hours. Like, and depending on your life and depending on your job, that's impossible. There is no way you're gonna be able to eat every 2 to 3 hours. It just can't happen. And that's okay, because when it comes to boosting your metabolism, that's not really what it does. What the research has actually found is that it really matters more of your total intake, going back to what we were saying, making sure you're having balanced meals throughout the day. You're getting your healthy fats, your proteins, your carbohydrates, plenty of fiber. That matters way more for metabolism boosting and just your function of your metabolism than actually eating every 2 to 3 hours. So it's, again, the total amount you're eating versus having to do it that often. Myth number 6 is that fat makes you fat. Okay, listen, I just got done a little while ago saying how fat has way more calories, right? So yes, if you are eating an excess amount of fat or an excess amount of anything for that matter, it can make you fat. But fat itself is not making you fat. Healthy fats like those avocados, those nuts, the olive oils, those are really good for us and we need them in moderation in the right amount throughout the day. The other great thing about healthy fats, not only do they impact our hormones to help keep them balanced, they make us feel more full and satisfied. So when you're having sugar cravings, I always tell girls, get some healthy fat, get some protein. My hanger bomb recipe, oh my gosh, those are like the best solution because they don't have the sugars, but they taste kind of sweet. I was convinced for years that like my low-fat yogurts, low-fat cookies, low-fat crackers, all these things were good for me, healthy for me, gonna help me like maintain a lower weight, and they didn't. And the problem with those is they usually jack up the sugar in them. So you actually are getting all the sugar, but the fat is lower, where in reality, you'd be better off having a little bit more fat and less sugar, and you're gonna feel a lot better. Myth number 7, the scale is the best way to track your weight loss. It's not, you guys, it's not. Let me rephrase that. The scale is not the best way to track your fat loss. And here's why. The scale only gives you this much of your picture unless you have a body composition scale that's telling you bone density, skeletal mass, muscle mass, water weight, all of those things. You're gonna have a really hard time understanding because as women especially, the scale goes up and down 3 to 5 pounds day to day, week to week, depending on our cycle, water retention. It can vary wildly. So the scale is not the best way to track, especially if you're starting a workout program, if you are gaining lean muscle mass and losing fat at the same time. The scale can be very confusing because you're like, well, like I know I'm doing the right things, but like the scale's not budging. You get frustrated, but muscle is more dense than fat. It does not weigh more. So a pound of muscle and a pound of fat both weigh a pound, but muscle is more dense. So a pound of muscle is going to be like this big and a pound of fat is going to be like this big. So I always say this, but taking photos, taking measurements, those are going to give you a more true picture of what is actually happening and changing in your body from week to week, and know that it's going to take several weeks before you see those like big changes really happening. Myth number 8 is that you have to eat clean all the time to lose weight. I used to live in this all or nothing mentality, and it would be the greatest excuse I ever had because I'm like, well, see, like it's never going to work because I can't meal prep. It's never going to work because I can't make all my food at home. It's never going to work because I have to buy prepackaged stuff. There are like excuse after excuse, you guys. There's not like cheat days to me. I hate the mentality because then I feel like you go crazy strict all week and then you get to whatever this cheat day, cheat meal is, and you go crazy wild. So you do have to be mindful of those extras in that 80-20 lifestyle. I still make better choices than I used to, but it's not an all or nothing mentality. If you keep treating it that way, you are going to be stuck, never losing weight, never seeing the results you want because you're going to yo-yo in this like hardcore and then give it up because you think that it has to be one or the other, and it doesn't. Number nine. Okay, like I said earlier, there has been so much more research on women specifically, and this is important, but this actually applies to women and men. And I hear every day that once you turn 30, like my metabolism just started going down the hill, or once I hit 40, my metabolism started going, or I'm perimenopause or menopause and nothing works anymore. What actually is happening, if the research shows that metabolism doesn't change from about 20 to 60, what happens is we start seeing a rapid decline in muscle loss. And that's really the biggest like takeaway from all of this. So around 30, we start losing like 3 to 5% of muscle every decade. rate. So like our muscle just starts going, this is why it is like crucial. So many people are like, oh, I'm getting older, I should like, do less intense workouts. All the data, all the research shows you need to up that strength training. Even doing HIIT is amazing, 1 or 2 times a week, getting those HIIT workouts in as you get older, and upping your strength training is going to help you lose more weight. It's going to help you maintain a healthy body weight, healthy strength, because we need to increase that muscle mass. So good news is your metabolism is not slowing down. That is not what's holding you back. It comes back to our diet, making sure you're in an actual deficit, increase your protein, increase your strength training. And no matter what age or what phase you're at, even if you're perimenopause, menopause, the more you increase and focus on those things, you're going to continue to see results. It's just science. All the data shows it. All right, so now that we've broken these all down, I want to know which one of these like resonated the most with you. If there's one that like totally surprised you, if there's some that you've still been believing, even though maybe in the back of your mind you knew they weren't really true anymore. And I also want to hear from you guys on number 9, because I feel like a lot of women are going to be surprised by that one. I know that as the data has been coming out, I've been like, oh, wow, like this is crazy. So anyway, I hope you guys like these. I cannot wait. I'm going to share a what I eat in a day, the weekend edition one, and breaking down how I eat those carbs and order out and everything next week for you. If you're not already subscribed, hit that button. Make sure you like this video, and don't forget to leave a comment to enter to win this week's weekly giveaway. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.